What's up everybody, I'm Michael, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how we started a business for purchasing and hauling junk vehicles. If you've seen some of my other videos or can tell by the background behind me, we do own 2 scrap yards and we're in the process of opening a junk yard, but you don't have to have those businesses to do the junk car portion of the business, which is why I wanted to share it with you guys, because this is a perfect opportunity for someone looking to do a little something extra on the side to make some extra money. So in this video we're going to cover kind of what you need to make this happen, sort of the approach that we're going to take on how we're going to source the junk vehicles, and then what your outlet is once you have the junk vehicles and how you actually make money selling them. So let's jump right into it and take a look. So the first thing you're going to need is a way to move the junk vehicles themselves. So we actually went and bought this rollback here behind me because we wanted to be able to move 2 at one time, because we're moving them from the scrap yards to the junk yard and things like that. But for first starting out, I would suggest starting with a cheap, simple setup, maybe a truck and a trailer or a tow dolly. So if you already have a pickup truck or an SUV that's capable of pulling one of those, I would just get one of those. That way you don't have to put out a lot of money to get started. Another really important thing before you start purchasing junk vehicles is check into the local regulations in your area to see what type of paperwork you need to be doing, and the laws regarding the disposal and the sale of auto parts. So for example, in my area, it is extremely difficult to sell catalytic converters off cars, which are a highly valuable item, off of the junk vehicles. So you just want to make sure that before you get started, you have all the proper documentation in order. So if anyone were to ever raise any questions about what you're doing or how you're doing it, you have all your bases covered. Also, of course, there's titles to vehicles, and in our state of North Carolina, if a vehicle is older than 10 years old, it does not require a title to purchase or to scrap that vehicle, but other states or areas or cities may be different than that. So definitely make sure you check in your area specifically to make sure you're not breaking any laws, and just so you can get a good professional business name out there from the start. So once you figured out how you're going to move the junk vehicles and you've got your documentation and paperwork lined up, it's time to actually start sourcing the vehicles. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a Facebook ad and just put it out in our immediate area that says that we're looking to purchase junk vehicles and that we'll pick them up. And then also for our existing clientele, we're going to hand out business cards, pamphlets, put up flyers, things like that, just so they know that we've added this portion of the business to what we've already been doing. And then when we're out on the road, we're going to stop in at places like mechanic shops and service centers, tow yards, dealerships, things like that, and just let them know that we're now offering this service. And if they ever have a client that doesn't want to fix a vehicle, or if it costs too much for the value of the vehicle, then we would be willing to make them an offer and come pick it up. One other thing that we are going to do, and that we've always done, is look at auctions. So there is actually insurance auto auctions and other type of auctions all around the US, but in our area specifically, and I'm sure in your area too. And that's a good place to be able to buy multiple vehicles at one spot, or look for specific types of vehicles that you're interested in, because as time goes on, you'll start to see that certain vehicles are worth more, or you might develop a niche of one type of vehicle because you're able to sell those better. So those are the ways that we're attempting to source vehicles, but of course things may be different for you and you might have a different approach in your specific area. This is actually the very beginning of the process for us as well. So in a couple weeks or a couple months, I'll update another video and kind of update you guys on what we were able to get, or what sort of sourcing worked best for us. And then of course we'll adjust accordingly and go from there. All right, so we hauled our first set of junk cars today. The Facebook ad's been running for just about 2 days, more like a day and a half, because we had to stop it and restart it. Facebook messed it up and used the wrong picture. But we got this 78 F-150, this Honda Odyssey van, and then this Ford Econoline, and then we also picked up one Subaru Outback. So for 2 days, 4 cars so far. That's pretty good. Hopefully calls will keep coming in and we'll be putting the rollback to good use. So that's pretty much it for this one. Like I said, this is the very beginning stages for us as well, and that way I can continue to give you guys updates and give you a realistic timeline of how this is going and what's working for us. Like I said, also we do have these other scrap and junkyard businesses that go hand in hand, but it's not required to have those to do this sort of business. It does give us a little bit of an advantage because we already know sort of the ins and the outs and what the valuable parts are and aren't. But like anything new, you just got to put the time and effort into learning those and use a lot of resources you have in your immediate area. So just go to your local junkyards and scrap yards and ask them what sort of structure that they could have with you if you're bringing them vehicles and other things like that. So you just kind of got to put in the time and effort to really learn how to do it the best way you can. And if you have any questions and I can help you in any way, please just let me know. I'll be glad to do so. But I really want to thank you guys for watching, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Thanks.